So let's dive into this. Chris, let's talk a little bit about setting up some automation. So full disclaimer, this is our software. We don't talk about it because we're really here to add value and not be like, hey, you got to have this. But I got to tell you, if you guys want to know what the secret sauce is to a lot of our success, it's taking our frameworks, and automation is one of them. Like we've had people who use automation but fail on all the other frameworks, and automation doesn't work. So those of you going through the shift challenge, you're really hyper prepared, because niching and your process and your system is what makes people actually want to connect with you, right? So just remember that it's not a matter of, oh, I just need software and I'm going to crush it. No, not at all. Chris and I have all tried 20 different platforms, multiple different ways, without any of the pillars of shift, and we failed miserably. So we're not scared to tell you guys that. That's why people will try software and then they quit, because it's like, this thing doesn't work. Yeah, it's because you don't have any of the foundation here. So Chris, let's dive in.
Yeah, absolutely. So just kind of bring us back here to Sales Navigator. We're at the home. We're gonna play out of this lead filters. Okay, so all we gotta do is click here. And we can see here's a bunch of criteria here. We're gonna hit the high notes. We went over this a little bit last time. So let's just kind of go in here. If you have a geography, so let's just say I'm in North Carolina. So obviously we have licensing and things that we have to worry about. So let's just say we want to stick to a specific geography. The other thing is relationship, which becomes very important with LinkedIn. LinkedIn doesn't want you spamming people like your third degrees and everything. So we stay in the second degree connection. Okay. So those are people, again, so that the illustration, if Jeremiah and I connected, Jeremiah's connected to Eve. I'm not, she's my second degree. LinkedIn is more than okay with me going and connecting with Eve because we have a mutual connection. Industry. Now, if you have like Dan, for example, if he's able to actually go by an industry or a company name or something, you may have that, right? Most people are going to be going after a title or a little bit broader of a niche as far as not necessarily an industry. But where this is great, as you see right here, financial services. We don't want our competitors seeing what we're doing, and we don't want to talk to them probably, right? So if we just take this right here and just hit this, that little, I'm going to do that again. You see a little circle with the line through it? That takes financial services out. I want you to see what it did up here too. So here, this search is telling LinkedIn, I'm looking for only people in the financial services industry. That's 27,000 people. Let me take that off real quick. There's 160,000 before that. So when I add financial services and then exclude them, I have 140,000 people that still fit the criteria I have so far. And you can go, there's a whole bunch of different ones, banking, all the different ones that you can start adding in there. So again, that was 8,000, brought us down to 130. Now we have as a pool to go after. There's a couple of things in here we can look at. Seniority level, owner, partner, CXO would be anyone in that C-suite. So let's say I want to go after owners, partners, and C-suite in my marketing. Okay, and I can go after VPs, directors, whatever. So now I have 31,000 results. You can go by years in current position, years at a current company, years of experience. Brianna likes to call this the trifecta. These are all things that can find people that have been in the industry a while, that have been at a company for a while. It usually means they're higher earners. Okay, so there's little things, while we can't search by income, there's little tricks we can use to find the more affluent, the higher earners inside of our niche. The one thing I do like is company headcount. There are a lot of one-person CEOs running companies out there with zero to no revenue. Okay, so you got to be careful of that. Could be a big time suck. So I like to at least maybe go with that 11 to 50, maybe the 50 to 200, depending on what I'm looking to do, where we're getting decision makers and companies that have some revenue behind them. So let's just stick with that for now for the sake of time. We have a search built out. We got 9,000 results, which is more than enough. We tend to want to be in that 1,000 to 2,000 range to have like a good supply of a first run of a campaign. So this is okay. We could further niche, but that's okay. I'm gonna hit search. Then we're just gonna do a quick check. Okay. I got Joe Frazier. All right. I got Ron Hiller. He's a CEO. I got Jeff Turk, president of Mega Search. These all seem to be people that I want to talk to, right? You're going to be able to see just kind of looking through. I think there's 25 or so on here. And if you're looking at it and 8 or 9 out of 10 of them look like your ideal prospect, then we got a good search. We're going to take this link up top here, this URL link. I'm just highlighting it and copying it. We can also save this search. Okay, see, I got a bunch in here. I can add a save search. I'm sorry, I actually hit the wrong one there. That's my saved searches. I can save the search right here and add it again. Okay, so we go power hour search 11.3. I can save that search. Now I can always go back to it. Now remember, as I connect with people, I'm going to get access to their connections, which is going to continue to open up my second degree connections. All right. So let's pull up our software now. So this is our advisor link. Like we said, we've shared this a couple of times. We really haven't dived too much into it. We're going to show you real quick how to utilize this. So we have campaigns. We're just going to create a new campaign. And we always suggest putting a date in any campaign you run, so you know, so you can track the progress of it for a lot of reasons. So any shift members, you know why. And I'm going to put the URL in here. To know this is a good URL, it's going to automatically highlight the connections we're going after. So here we ran a second degree search. So I have a valid link here as it ran second degree. So we're good. All right. Now I want to show you something really cool. There's some options up here. I'm just going to skip these. I'm going to go to this one right here. This one we were talking about. This is the promise Jeremiah made earlier as well. Collect contact info. November of 2018 was a rough month for me. All right. LinkedIn used to allow you, they still allow you to download a list of your connections, but they used to include contact information. And that was hugely valuable, right? And I remember going in, and Brianna remembers this as well, going in to download one of these lists, and there was no contact information. LinkedIn had changed that. All right. Now, if we hit this, our system will go in and collect that information. We'll scrape that information. So this is huge in building a list. Just do a mental index of the amount of names you have on your marketing list right now, your email list. I'm guessing it's somewhere in the few hundred range. This adds a few hundred monthly potentially, right? So this is a huge, huge thing in building that list and building yourself out, as we've talked about before, being the Google, the Facebook of your industry, of your market, of your industry. All right. So some other things in there we can schedule. I'm just going to hit next. JD, I know we're already pretty short on time, so I'm just going to do a rough. So we have the ability, which is really cool, these conditions. Okay, great. So the first is the lead source. It's the first step always, right? So we already have that. We've built out that search. We have that link. We've loaded it up. Our program now knows who the lead source is. The first thing we usually want to do is we want to send them, so a couple things, right? So it really depends on what we want to do. Let's say we want to send them an InMail message. So there's a way to send a message to someone you're not connected with. It's called an InMail on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So in here, I could put my message. Hi. And then now this is where you're going to use some of these things. These are called variables. So now I can input from their profile, their first name, last name, their current company, their years in the current company, all these different things. So hi, JD. All right.
What's that?
ICURA. I can add their occupation. I love that. Whatever it is. Okay. Let's chat. I can save that. And now I have a message in here. Okay. I can add a signature. I've got my first message. I can also set a time. I can wait a day, I can wait a couple hours. I can do it right away. So let's say I do it right away. All right. Oh. All right. So we're going to add a second. Sorry, this is so big. I can't make it a little smaller here. All right. I got the wrong spot here. Now we also have A/B testing in here. All right. So we're going to go back to elements now. I sent my InMail message. Well, what happens if they don't have an InMail? If they're free InMail, right? I can put this in here. If they're not free InMail, you see the red X, I can create a secondary option here. I can send them an email. And this again goes back to the point of LinkedIn only allows certain activity inside of here. And if somebody doesn't allow, so for an InMail, if I don't allow you to send me InMails, you can change your privacy settings. Well, you're never going to connect with that person through InMail. So now we can try email. I'm going to send them an email. Again, we can create different tests, A/B tests. Okay. I can create a different subject line. I can test different messages. You can add images, custom GIFs, whatever you want to do in here, right? Last thing, I'm just going to show you real quick. If they do not have a verified email, we can do a third activity in here, and that would be a invitation to connect on LinkedIn. All right, so we'd send them an invitation and then a sequence of messages after that as well. So as you can see, we can build out a really unique campaign in here that allows us to really just build this thing out to be, oh, sorry, we got to put some stuff in there, be exactly what we want and connect with people on multiple levels.